Hello, everybody. Some of you, it's welcome back. Waiting for everyone to show up, as it were. We're going to have a nice little conversation today. We're going to talk about alpha submissives. And we're even going to make So the official question we have to answer tonight is, what is the difference? Hold on, I just want to get this down right so I can actually write it right here on my computer, because I do want to potentially read this in a few minutes. If you were here earlier, and that's going to be a video as well, I'm going to try to make some videos while we're live tonight. Figured you could be there. Hey, Sage, what's going on? We were outside before. It was freezing cold. So we're going to do a new note right now, because I want to get this right. Here we go. So here is our question that we're going to be dealing with, and I'd like to hear from all of you before I make this video. And if it goes the way I see it going, I don't know why my computer's acting funny, because I want to kind of, oops. Should I check what Echo has to say? Sure. Echo, play notification. What's the worst it could say?
There's one new notification from AnderSiN Shopping. There's a low price offer from an author you might like.
Ooh.
High-low non-fiction passages for struggling readers. Grades 4 to 5. 80 high interest / low readability passages with comprehension questions.
I don't know who the
Plus
author is.
plastic teaching resources. It's $18.03
I don't even.
$13.96 in savings.
I think it's because I ordered something from Scholastic once. Echo, enough. All right, so that's what we're talking about. What is the difference between a submissive and an alpha submissive? And oh my goodness, did I go down a rabbit hole to figure this out, believe it or not. It was definitely interesting. Alpha submissive, and we'll get into it once I get some of your feedback, because now you're all on the hot seat. What's an alpha submissive to you? And I have, by the way, linked all of my resources. I even looked it up on Reddit. I was in the middle of that when I came on live. So I did try to get a big berth of this. I'm trying to look again. Yeah, so who's got any thoughts? I didn't even know what that means. Yeah, I mean, when I get into it and we make the video, you guys can have thoughts. I just want to know if anyone else has thoughts. So, does anyone? I'm at work right now, just popping in to say hi, says Mama Elephant. Rachel says hey. Sarah says hi. Yeah, so if anyone has... I'm about to lose that stand again. We've been having trouble with the stand all day today, haven't we? When we're out in the cold, breezy day, it was an issue. So I just want to know if anyone had it. I don't believe in alpha submissives personally. Hierarchy was never my thing. Some of that has to do with it. Evie Lupine did a pretty good video that I'm going to try to wrap up. This, of course, is a request. So I'm going to answer the request and make a video while we're live tonight. I don't know why my phone's down to 40 again. I think my battery might be dying on me. Should not bend that way with my bad back. That hurt. I've heard it, but it's only ever described to me as being more dominant in day-to-day life. That came up. I'm going to give all my thoughts basically on the fly in this video, and you guys will be my testing market. One of the other things I did talk about this afternoon, or earlier this People just drink a little bit of knowledge when it comes to the things in BDSM, and they think they've got it down pat. So another red flag to look for is educators who think they've learned it all and there's nothing more to learn. I've been in this lifestyle 30 years. I don't know it all. There's so much I'm missing because I haven't heard from every person on the planet, and people experience things much differently. Hey, Jax, I'm live. My son's being very loud in the other room. Jax! No yelling. He went into the other room. What a sweetheart. I do think that educators need to also be willing to be called out on stuff. I always encourage people, if you think you know something better, share the information. Let me know. What am I missing? What don't I know? Give me the part I'm missing. I want to be as educated as I can be. Every interaction with every person gives me an opportunity to learn more. Look for those things in your educator. Look for those things, especially if you're going to let someone dominate you. They should know at least as much as you do. And if they don't, that's okay, as long as they're not trying to sell you like they know everything. Have the bigger conversations. Make sure you're speaking the same language. Hold educators accountable. Far too often, the people who claim to be educators don't know shit. Truthfully. They know what they just looked up on Google. There's nothing wrong with looking something up on Google, but I think they get the AI overview as opposed to actually reading it. Just to answer an upcoming video, I spent 4 hours today looking, listening, reading, researching for something that I wasn't totally familiar with. And you can see it on this channel. It's going to be alpha sub. And it's going to be what's the difference between a submissive and an alpha submissive. And we're going to talk about that after I educated myself. I did DSM and McCarthy versus BDSM and kink. Again, spent 4 to 5 hours just studying about it. We need, as educators, to be held to a higher standard. Absolutely. And if they stumble with basic knowledge, that means that's scary and that's a red flag. So ask your educator when the last time they went to a class was, the last time they re-upped their education, and how often are they actually learning from other people, as opposed to thinking they've got it all down packed. Any educator says they can't learn anymore is an educator to run from. What do you think, guys? Was that a good video? I'm going to be right with you. This is a horrible picture, but it's what it shows. I play lottery with this. Whatever it chooses, I use. Because I put the banner over the face anyway. It just got darker in here. I try to use a white page to add light from the computer. I'm also have it on so we can talk more. I'm going to be with you guys in 1 second to read comments. We're going to talk more about the submissive alpha, the alpha submissive. So, hold on. Kink educators need to study and continue their own kink education. Now, when someone had given this to me, I could have just spouted off at my mouth about the things I thought. And we're wet. What I thought about
this is how Floridians react.
An alpha submissive was. Oops, I'm in a dumb place. It has to stay open so it can download. Bear with me 1 second. There we go, following. Come on. My phone is acting so silly lately. Like it doesn't always hit on the top. I don't know why. And I can't close it right now. I'll just watch my friends' videos. There we go. Okay. Let's get to your topics. Ooh, you know what I can do today? This is exciting because I'm in front of my computer. We can actually go to my TikTok channel and I can watch this. I don't know if it's going to show me the earlier comments, but let's do it. Let's do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, goodness. I put an R in front of TikTok, and apparently Arctic is a thing. Here we go. I'll be with you in 1 second with all your wonderful comments. that I can actually read a lot easier. Whoa, wow, we're actually live. Look at that. Click to watch the live. Good, my volume's off. Okay, cool. Ooh, I got all the comments here. Nope. We got from Sages. I don't even know what that means, but that's good. Rachel said, hey, these might be a little out of order. Okay. I don't believe in alpha submissives personally, is what Sarah said to us. Rachel had said, I've heard it, but only been described to me as being more dominant day-to-day life. And to me, it struck me as being submissive in the bedroom or such, not 24/7. Zion says to Rachel, that's what I was thinking. And Rachel said to Zion, exactly. Okay, I think that's all the comments. I'm going to make a quick double check here. Make sure we didn't miss anything, and then we'll go from here from this point on. Rachel, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I think we're good. And yep, looks like we're good. All right, so what did you guys think about the other video, the educator video? I thought I hit that educators should definitely be that. Okay, I am gonna have to switch to this to get more light because this is darker. Or do you think, I guess I could look on my screen once this is done uploading. Do you guys, anyone have any more comments? Anyone want to come on very quickly and talk about an alpha submissive? Let's do it. We are dealing with, by the way, we're getting so close, first off, to our numbers. I'm super excited. Our numbers to get to 10,000 on the Kinks, on the follower scale. We're at 8,904. I'd love to get to 8,000 by 7,894. I want to get to 8,000 by the end of the weekend. It is Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Wednesday. So we have time. My voice is starting to get a little, because I was out in the cold. Let's see. It will not go off of shop. I don't know what's up with this. Should I reset it? Okay. I'm going to reset it. Because I hate when I get stuck. There it goes. I don't know. It's been glitchy lately. All right. So, what do you guys think? Anyone want to talk about this? Sorry, I don't do my dishes. Sorry, I'm doing my dishes while watching. Someone needs someone badly? Who are you talking about that you need someone badly? That's okay. We all do. Trust me, I do a lot of things. So, are you guys ready? Does anyone want to put any more information before I go about what they think of submissive? Because I'm listening. I would love to add certain things. I'm going to give a shout out to Evie. And I'm going to talk about how I feel. And this isn't always a good thing, because sometimes people are going to tell me I get it wrong. And that's okay. All right, so we're going to set the stage. I'm going to give it a minute or two, because I know sometimes there is a natural delay when it comes to this. So if you guys want to kind of look at my screen too, maybe? I don't know. It's not going to work, is it? Right, I'm going to give you the higher up, so you don't have any... Ooh, look how high you guys are. And I'll try to give you guys the show, as it were. Everyone knows what a compeller is. Everyone knows that you can get a free comic book for following. Everyone knows that right now on Kink for All, you can download the Desire Index for free. And everyone knows about free hugs and spanks. And if you join both of these, you get 3 books. It's Barbara Unleashed in its original version, the first time I released it. We are going to be also changing the name, and I'm going to be asking this. It was originally Fetish Babies. I thought it was clever. Clearly, I wasn't as clever as I wanted to be, so I'm going to be changing that name moving forward, because it does make some people uncomfortable, and sometimes it brings the wrong awareness out. A lot of people thought it was about age play, to be honest, and some other people just get it completely wrong or don't understand it. So we're going to be renaming it for the graphic novel, which means I have to go in and change a lot of things, but it'll just be a placard on the top of some pages if we don't have to fix the pages. All right, with that said, Does anyone else have anything they wanted to add, or am I ready to record? Let me quickly. This is not a good look for me. I think I look fat. It's because I'm leaning because my back's been hurting. I need to sit up straighter. I wonder if I can make this higher. Yeah. This is ADHD in action right now. Because I felt like there was something here. Yep. Let's see. I know you guys are like, oh, he's fixing your chair. This is definitely what I signed up for when I wanted to come here. Okay. Let me say, oh, that is better. That's so much better. So much nicer. Be honest. Do I look fat? Does this shirt make me look fat? Let me see if I can make the chair go up a little bit more. There we go. Ooh. A little too much there. I don't know why it... Oh, that's why. Okay. So I got this chair and I never got the pamphlet on it. So I'm never sure what it does. And it's even got a thing here, but I think that, yeah, that makes this go out further. Which I kind of like, because this chair did feel a little cramped. You guys are like, he's so boring right now. Okay. I think this is better. It's better for my posture, definitely. What do you guys think? Less fat? Less fat? I'm feeling a little bloated right now. Thank you, Zion. Make sure you follow us, Zion. This is a little too up right now. So I'm going to pop this back again. Sorry, you guys are suffering through my indecisiveness about what's comfortable right now. Here we go. There it is. Oh, that is so much better. Legs crossed. Okay. Please tell me I don't look like a Shamil. Shamil? You know, I don't look sloppy. Okay, if no one has any comments, last call. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. And then you guys can tell me what you think after. So make sure to follow this page. This is going to be recording my thoughts on the topic at hand. And one last time. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay. And I'm not going to have, I want that one screen there. So it's very bright. So let's go. We're going to put it to be about 10 minutes and we'll go from there. So if anyone has any thoughts in the middle. We had a comment. I'm going to switch over to our screen so I can read it better. Oh, where did it go? I lost my screen. There it is. It's okay to do a couple things before the hyper ADHD was gone. Yeah, I get that. Oh, when hyperfocus hits, it's a whole different world. Especially when you have to break away from it. All right, so here we go. Let me call up our topic. So I'm going to do my best to talk about what is the difference between a submissive and an alpha submissive. Does everyone view it the same? So this was an anonymous comment or question sent in to me, and we're going to tackle that today. My name is Mister AnderSiN. I am the Kink Educator here on TikTok. So let's see if we can dive into this. And this is a rabbit hole one. This one's not a simple definition. You're not just going to get the vocabulary things. We got to talk about it. All right. Let's see. I'll put my feet up. Get comfortable as we do this one. Let me get a quick drink. So let's do the basic definition of what a submissive is. So what's a submissive? It is someone who will give the gift of submission to someone else. They'll put themselves in positions where someone can take power over them or do things to them depending on the negotiation. All things with the submissive, no matter what is added to the term submissive, always has to be consensual. Before we go any further, I should also say that the idea of what a submissive is can be drastically changed by the person's interpretation and the level of that dynamic, the play scene, all the different things that can go into being a submissive to a person. and depending on what they want to give in. So submissive is just allowing something to happen to you. The depth of it depends on the person. And that's why, especially nowadays, we're getting clarifying add-ons to submissives. And there's a whole bunch of them. But today we're just going to focus on alpha submissive. Now, to be very clear, we're simply defining a submissive as someone who gives away control to another person and allows actions to happen to themselves after negotiation. Without negotiation and followed by consent, using diaper, did I ask permission extensively, with recognition, it is abuse, if not worse. So what exactly is alpha submissive? So Evie Lupine did a great job of covering this, and I'm going to paraphrase some of the things she said, but I went down a rabbit hole to find more, and oh boy, did I find a lot. So you can find most of that, by the way, going to, and we're going to talk about the new page I've created. You can go to Kink for All. It's actually over here in all this. This is part of our new thing. This is a Facebook page. It's Kink Educator, Kinky News, and part of the Kink for All site, and AnderSiN Creation. And that's me, Mister AnderSiN. So you can find it on this Facebook page. Don't worry, it's also now going to be showing up directly on our website. So I added the links that I went through on this, including Evie's. Make sure to give Evie a follow on the YouTube. Follow this channel, of course, for more kinky information, and check us out on the Facebook. All right, enough advertising. Let's dive into the meat of the discussion. So what's an alpha submissive? Well, if you're into leather, this is a person who can be basically in charge of the other submissives of a house. I know what you're going to ask next. What's a house? A house is basically a dynamic structure where many people are involving themselves in a dynamic with other human beings that all kind of center around leadership and control. Like there are people who are in charge, there are people who submit. It is like polyamory in a very structured way, almost military, because that's where leather originates from, believe it or not. So the alpha submissive, when it comes to this, would be someone who basically ran the house, would have bigger responsibilities, and would dole out responsibilities to other submissives. It doesn't necessarily mean that the submissive themselves is in control of the other submissives. It can be that, it might not be. They might just be running the house and doling out what other submissives have to do without actually having any control over the person. Each house will differ when it comes to that. I know that's not really the most perfect answer for it, but when you have so many different dynamics, it's the best way to describe that. And again, when I try to do this kink education, I try to keep it at the level of beginner. Because if you try to get into everything advanced, not only would this be a 1 hour video, because I did talk about consent for an hour once, and there was so much to share. But in fact, we would miss something and someone would get mad. So it's easier to stay into the basics as often as possible. So that's kind of the good side of it. We're going to get to the dark side of it in a moment, but we're going to talk about the neutral side. So some people also consider an alpha submissive someone who is a very strong person, generally a strong woman, but that's not always true, and we know that. But an alpha submissive is a stronger person who demands a stronger leader to live up and be able to earn the submissive of that person as it is defined. And there's something cool about that. Some people even think an alpha submissive is a submissive that takes their role very seriously. Now, this is where we're going to start to get into muddy waters. And because we're not a kink shaming platform, I'm going to try to be very careful with this. I did see a lot of kink shaming coming from this term, an alpha submissive, somehow implying that an alpha submissive is somehow better than other submissive roles. That is simply not true, because we don't get to tell other people how they submit and what level they're at. And this is where it becomes also gatekeeping. While I don't think it's inherently made to be this kind of overarching and controlling thing, there's definitely negativity that comes from this. And with a lot of these, I guess the best way we can put it is definers, on these newer terms that we keep seeing pop up. And this only popped up in 2016, and I tracked it down to a book title in 2017. So I almost wonder, this was never something, and again, not that things get certified, but this wasn't something that actually came from educators, but it did originate from what I could see, and Evie had said this too, FetLife and Reddit. And there seems to be this overarching idea that there's somehow someone who's taking it more serious, or the alpha submissive needs a stronger, more dominant. And a lot of times, I'll be honest, the perspectives seem to be coming almost if this is a feminine title. I didn't see a lot where a man was defining for themselves what they thought an alpha submissive was in any of the research I did. Now, of course, I'm up to making another video. If you think I missed something, please give it. I'm trying to explain this and answer the questions. So to me, what an alpha submissive is, it is someone who is either put in charge in a house dynamic that's leather. They are a person who believes that they are very strong-willed, and then their submission has to be earned, and it comes at a higher price to them. I have also seen that an alpha somehow thinks that they are a better submissive. I don't know if that is something I feel comfortable teaching it as, but it's out there, and it's very clear it's out there. And the final thing an alpha submissive is someone who absolutely thinks that they're a better submissive than others. And it's sad that there's this kind of linear progression with it. Like, I understand the leather aspect and being part of the house, but it sounds really awful to think you're a better submissive than other people because how you experience it. I even read an article, and you can read these articles again on our page. I put everything that I stole, the source material except for Reddit, because Reddit was like more of a community that you'd have to join to see it, and I didn't want anyone to have to go that far. Plus, I don't know what the kind of, because there were private groups, I don't know how comfortable I felt outing that information, because it might be done by users who are expecting to be hidden behind a wall, so I didn't want to attract much attention. But what I was getting is that there's a lot of ego involved at times with it. So it's definitely a term that seems to have different connotations depending on who's doing it. So as always, the best thing to do is when someone identifies themselves as an alpha submissive, ask them, what does that mean to you? And if someone if you're going to self-identify at that, be ready to kind of answer for what that is, because this is not a widely known term. I've asked many people for their input while researching this today, and a lot of people didn't know what it was, didn't understand it, and kind of took guesses at it. To me, on go, it seemed very ego-driven. There does seem to be more to it, but there's also that ego. And we don't want gatekeeping, and we don't want people to think that somehow this is alpha submissive is more important or more true or all this. We don't get to do that. We don't get to label ourselves as better than anyone else. We all practice BDSM in our own ways. BDSM is not for sale. It is not owned by anyone. And everyone's experiences may vary. That's why we have mileage rate may vary. Your kink is not my kink. You know, we have all these. That's not my flavor. There's a reason we've come up with so many ways to explain that, to remind people your experiences may differ, and your likes, your wants, your desires may differ. So if you consider yourself an alpha submissive and you're better than other submissives, I would suggest changing that mentality. With that, if you guys have follow-ups, I'm here for it. Otherwise, that's what alpha submissive is. Does anyone think I should not send that video? I will put that in the queue right now, and I will wait 5 minutes before we post this video. I'm going to stick it in my draft, and we're going to do this. What is the difference between a submissive and an alpha submissive? Okay, we're going to save it. We're going to send it to draft. All right, let's get into comments. I saw a lot of people making some comments. I'm going to tilt back my chair a bit. I'm going to put on my glasses when I find them, and we're going to get to this. You ready? I'm ready. So here we go. Someone welcomed me to TikTok Live. That was really weird. Okay. So Serenity Sparkle says, what does that mean? That's leather. So there's the BDSM community and there is the leather community. We are not the same. As a matter of fact, the BDSM community is the bigger overall community, often called the lifestyle. But the lifestyle doesn't involve with public things. So I'm just making sure we're clear on this. You can be part of the lifestyle and never go to a community event. That also, the lifestyle is where the BDSM community lives under it. So the very top is the lifestyle. We're an alternate lifestyle. We deal with kink, BDSM, you know, the oh my, whips and chains oh my. That's what the lifestyle is. Under the lifestyle is the community, the BDSM community. That's for when we go into public places and conversations and we talk about things out in a public space like I'm doing, or in a more private members only space, and we have public parties. So that's the community, and there is a lot of people who are in the lifestyle who only play at home. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we'd suggest they somehow get some education, which does not always have to be in person. It can certainly be online only. However, hands-on is good if you're trying to learn a skill. As complicated as I would say suspension is, I think an online and in person is definitely better, especially to let someone look over what you're doing. I had more experience than someone who was teaching a knot class in this lifestyle, but I didn't know how to do suspension, and they are very talented at it. So I listened to everything they said about it. So keep your mind open until someone proves that they should not be trusted. Listen. And over time, they'll teach you one or the other. And you can hear it, especially if you study it. Moving on to leather. So leather goes further down in the community. Now, the leather community it was started by a group of men who were gay, and they brought over things they learned from Europe from the war, and they implemented basically BDSM and the lifestyle in a rigid format that was like a military would have it. So they wind up getting leather because of a movie called, I sometimes get this wrong, I believe it's The Wild Ones. Pretty sure it was with Marlon Brando. Sometimes I confuse the name with another movie, but I believe that's it, The Wild Ones. Yes, The Wild Ones. I'm almost certain. But look at Marlon Brando's thing and you'll see it. And the whole leather idea and the motorcycle, because they already rode motorcycles as well. Not that you have to ride a motorcycle to be into leather these days, but at one point, that was one of the things very popular with that. There were motorcycle clubs that began, and over time, they would open up their ranks and they would allow people to join that weren't riding motorcycles or from military backgrounds, and it opened up from just being about gay men to all genders. And there's a lot there, and I couldn't go into it all in a video, and I wouldn't want to because I'm not part of leather. I can talk about aspects of it, but I think a better person to follow to find out everything about leather would be someone who's a leather educator. I don't teach leather. I can mention leather. I understand what leather is. I've definitely done my research on it, and I've educated myself, but I still wouldn't feel comfortable. They're a subset of the BDSM community. When anyone tells you that they created BDSM, they're wrong. If they say leather is the beginning of the BDSM community, they are wrong. There has been a BDSM underground community before the term BDSM even showed up. And if you want simple proof for that, and a lot of people get in their feelings about when I say that, the simplest thing I tell you to do right now, forget a history book, which you'll show you right away that you're completely wrong. Did a whole thing. I had internet trolls, and they were telling me how wrong I was and how BDSM came from leather. So I did a history lesson. We went back to the BC, where I had forgotten this fact, but it's funny. Did you know Valentine's Day is based on a kinky habit of whipping women to make them fertile? That's right. I bet you thought that it was St. Valentine's. You have to understand the religion of Christianity would take other holidays and relabel them. So when people who were pagan came to join because they wanted the religion to be more popular, it was easier to convince them to join when they didn't have to give up holidays. And they just took the holidays and kind of tweaked them a bit. If you've ever been part of the Roman, the Orthodox churches, you know you'll get whipped with the pussy willows. Guess where that came from? Bet you didn't know that. And that's BC time. mind you. I think it was 550 BC. I'd have to check my notes to certify that is, or not certify, but to guarantee that's the right time. But I have a whole section, find it on Kink for All, BDSM history, love history. So that's leather in a nutshell. I hope that helps. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to ask. But there's a lot of history with leather as well. Boom, boom, boom. Someone sent me a lightning bolt. Diane did. Thank you. Alpha submissive is a high-power career person who handles their own life and personal their dominance. Did I mention that in that video? I don't remember if I mentioned that. I'll add that as a final note. I think I have enough time. Let me see. Let me see if I have enough time. Also, real quick add-on, it's sometimes referred to as a powerful career person who handles their own life and is not dominated outside of play. That sound good? This time I'm serious. We're done. Okay. So no one said anything beyond that. So I'm going to hit the send. And away we go. Oh no, I got rid of our thing. Because I re-recorded. What's the difference between a submissive and an alpha submissive? Alright, and away it goes. I'm sure that there'll be some people who chime in on this one. But so be it. So you guys have helped me with 2 videos this evening that I can mark off my list, because now I make lists. And if you guys ask me to cover something, I wanted to also show the process, because a lot of people ask about why do I think I could be a kink educator, but no one ever asks, how do I get my information? They'll ask, like, who have you learned from? Well, how, they'll ask, well, like, how'd you get educated? And I'll say research. But we never really talk about what that means. Study. We don't talk about what that means. So I also wanted to kind of give a heads up about that as well. Alpha submissive, educators should study, and we did BDSM versus DSM. Now I'm going to try to use the back of the page as well, so we don't waste. What do I got here? So, do you guys hear about this story? And I'm not going to go into this because it's a definite rabbit hole thing with no big thing, but Evie Lupine did this, and you should go check out her video. She put a lot of energy into it. There was a DDL situation where a professor seems to have been dating a TA who it looks like they're into daddy little things, and they had posted like coloring of hers on the outside of the office. Now, it was a mess, and a lot of people had opinions and thoughts and said things, but basically the professor resigned, but it sounded like they were fired over this. It's an interesting video. You should, as a matter of fact, I'll put it on so it gets on our radar. Let me get over to YouTube and give it to you. Now, sometimes the sources we look for when it comes to kink, I mean, you have to understand in a way some things are going to be on sites that there's no like really, like you're reading something and you're hoping. Here we go. So I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to give you her live stream that I guess she answered questions about it. I didn't even watch that one. I should see how long that is. 2 hours. Yeah, I'm not a fan of a 2-hour video. Even at double speed, that's still an hour of my life. And the live is definitely going to be like our lives. There's going to be stuff sometimes that's just between us and talking about it. So I'm going to add all that. I believe the site updates once every 24 hours. So it'll be on our site, Kink for All, under the what is it? Let me look it up real quick. And then I might say good night to everyone if you guys don't have any questions. Set up your questions if you do have questions, by the way. Happy to answer them for you. Uh-oh. Something failed to open. And yes, I'm inside for once, which I know for a lot of you is kind of a shock. So it is now called Social Kink Feed. So that is the place you want to look at. So we're going to go ahead and back out of this again. And I'll get a brighter page going for you guys. See? So I'm going to go back and look if you guys have any other further comments. So I'll just leave that. Here we go. Serenity Sparkles said, thank you. You're welcome. I don't know why, but my TikTok over here is apparently out. Sarah, you're the #1 viewer of the channel, or of this particular thing right now. You have the #1 spot. I never see that. I think this is uploaded now, so you guys can check out either one of those videos. I do have to just take a minute and pass this video on through a messenger to the person who asked for it. Bear with me 1 minute. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? If not, I'll probably sign off right now. I don't know if I want to go over to Free Hugs and Spanks and do a video tonight. It still has me on pause. I don't know if I'm missing something. No, okay, I see there. Make sure to follow. Again, we're trying to get to TED Talks. I'm happy to go live on, if you guys think I should go on Free Hugs and Spanks, please let me know. As the colder months are here, we might be indoors a little bit more, so I might be able to use this. I tried to give you guys the Christmas view tonight. Check out what I did. Cool, right? Oh, someone messaged me. My messenger's blowing up. Okay. Nothing pressing. I won't say it's not important. A lot of the texts are important. It just wasn't a junk mail text. So, thank you, Sarah. Sarah said I love the lights. It's nice. I was actually thinking about maybe getting lights and leaving them up permanently, depending on what's left at the end of the season, as it were. It's funny how the lights play tricks on you. A little bit. So does anyone have any questions that I can answer? I'm going to give it 5 minutes, so we'll do a 5-minute warning. Echo, 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, starting now.
So, I don't know. What do you guys got for me? You guys got to sit through some good stuff. But I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. If we don't have something going, we don't have something going. And that's okay. We definitely had a good amount of viewers. Let's take a look at our number right now. How close are we to our goal? Ooh, we're at 7,899. We need one more to get us to 7,900. And then we're just 100 away from 8,000 and only 2,000 away from the goal. We were so far away at the beginning of the year. We started this year limping at 1,500. So I'm hoping we can at least get an extra follower right now in the next 4 minutes. So if you haven't followed it, please follow us. Let's get to the 7,900 mark this evening. So I'm looking to see if there's anything else that we had. You guys are all amazing for the trust that you're giving me. And I'm going to certainly do the most I can to earn that trust. And it's also good to build while we're in this kind of weird space where we are kind of in a, what do they call it? I'm drawing a blank right now. It's not a blackout, it's shadow ban. We're in the middle of a shadow ban for no good reason, but it is what it is. So anyway, getting updates to my post. Let's see. The numbers are lower today, which makes me sad, but the last two videos, we have one with 81, and we usually get so much more than 181. And it's 81 views. We usually get 100 by now, and the other one's only 14, so still shadow banned, but you guys are awesome because you show up a lot and you look at the videos on your own. I see you show up to look because, of course, that's a feature you have on here. So I'm so thankful for you. We got a nice comment, too. MV commented, I learn something every day. I appreciate my BDSM community and I'm thankful for their teaching. It's a nice comment. I think that's kind of awesome. And it looks like it was from a video we did recently. Oh, this is from the video about educators. Cool. Alright, so let me get to your comments. Uh-oh, they went away. Just joined. I'm curious, what is an alpha submissive? Well, guess what, 24 Valkyrie? It's on my profile right now. Believe it or not, we actually filmed while we were live, or I should say I filmed and was cheered on by the crowd here about what an alpha submissive is. It's kind of convoluted. It's a 10-minute video, so if you guys don't want to spend 10 minutes listening to me rant about an alpha submissive, I'm going to teach you a trick. So you just go to my profile, right? You hit the one and it says, what's the difference between a submissive and an alpha submissive? You hit that, and then which you guys right here in this corner, right? If you hit that and hold it, and it goes faster. Now there's also the 3 dots that are down there towards the bottom right near the share button, which you're more than welcome to use. There's going to be something in there called playback speed, and you can do normal, 1.5, or 2. So then usually in a 10-minute video I'll do 2 just to get it under my belt. I wish it went faster. Honestly, I listen to audiobooks at 3.0, even 3.5 depending on the voice. I think we have about a minute and some change. Let's find out. Echo! How much time left?
You have 50 seconds left.
Ooh, 50 seconds. Okay, give me hearts if you think I should go live in 15 minutes on Free Hugs and Spanks. Let's see. Give some loves. Let me know. Will you show up? Do you want another thing? Hit me with some loves. Hit me with some love. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got 3 loves. I'm not sure I buy that. I'm gonna look at some things. Oh, there we go. Sarah had my back. The live video will be at Free Hugs and Spanks right here on TikTok. It's our sister channel. There is no other. It's on this. We have a sister channel because we get in so much trouble. It's weird, but right now we're both sister. The channels themselves are struggling because both have had issues because there's so many new censorship. So going live today would probably benefit the channel. So it's right here, just Free Hugs and Spanks. And if you follow that one and then you follow this one, Echo Cancel, you get access to 3 free PDF comic books. All you gotta do is tell me where it is. So, and also when you're over there, just hit the follow button. Make sure everyone hit the follow button. We're out of the 5 minutes. I'm going to back out now. I'm going to let you guys do what you need to do. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you listening tonight. I truly, like, you guys don't get, some days you do make my day. This channel has really become what I want my other channels to be like. I will say this, on the other channel, I'm going to open it up. I want you to be guests on it. I always say this is like our lecture hall, right? If this is the kinky you and I'm the, can't say professor, I get in trouble if I say professor, but if I call myself the educator, so we're taking this serious, we're talking about it, we're disassimilating the, I think that's, no, assimilate, I'm not getting the word. Today I've had a long day with words. Good evening, Ember Leanne. We're going to be heading over to Free Hugs and Spanks. You guys got me 1,000 hearts. I did not see that coming. We had about 400 hearts and now there's 1,800. So yes, you win. I'll go over there. As soon as this ends, I'll put a 15-minute clock and we'll be over there. But just to wrap this up, you guys really do and give me an understanding that I'm touching base and I'm having conversations. I really appreciate you all. I truly mean that. When I said that during the Thanksgiving episode, I absolutely meant that. And you guys empower me and let me know I'm going the right way with this. all the follows. By the way, we'll do a quick follow check on as I'm signing off. So as of right now, let's see if we hit the goal for the night. 7,902. You're all freaking amazing. And Ember Leanne says, we appreciate you, sir. So join me, and thank you. You don't always have a relationship with the audience. I get that. But I feel like you guys aren't an audience, and we're building a community on this channel. And that makes me feel like fucking warm and fuzzy in ways that are totally great. So that's all because of all of you. Shout out to our #1 watcher today. And #2 is Comic-Con, my other channel. I have no idea how that's even possible. But Sarah's always here. Shout out to Sage, who's been on this program a bunch of times. Shout out to all the people who've come on live, and shout out to Alice. I appreciate you all. I hope to get to know you all better by you all being part of, and there goes the chair again, part of the lives and just commenting. You're all awesome. I appreciate you all truly. And this is the part where I get to say my favorite thing. Stay kinky, my friends. I'll see you in 15 minutes at Free Hugs and Spanks. Right here on